Alright, haven't really done a video in a minute, but I don't know, just want to catch up on what's been going on. I think I haven't done a video in a little over a month, I'd say. I'm not gonna look because that's too much work, but started dating this girl. It's going really well. I do truly appreciate the impact she's having in my life. There's no but at the end of that statement. Like, I don't know, just really enjoy having her in my life, and it's really amazing having her in the capacity that I do have her. And I think it's really helpful having a relationship where there is that level of comfort built in and just like naturality of it, and there's no forced emotions, and it's all kind of just like natural and how it's happening. And I think that's where I'm truly going to grow in what I was missing or struggling with in relationships in the past. And I think that, I don't know if I like this camera angle, and I think that just having that safe, comfortable place to grow in will be really beneficial for me, just regardless of where this relationship ends up. I think that I'll learn a lot from it, and if we get married, we get married, and if we don't, then I learned a lot from it. And I think that's really all I can hope for. Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna try and drive. I haven't really done that ever, so I really don't think it's gonna work. But I don't know. I've just been kind of really, really chill about what's been going on in my life. Oh shit! I knew that was gonna happen. I'll just hold my phone. So basically, I don't know, everything's been really calm in my life. There hasn't really been anything that's caused me any stress. And one of my friends, he, I don't know, he's dealing with this thing in his relationship that causing him stress. And it's because he's having this shift from being in school to not being in school. And I think that's a really, not uncommon thing to have happen. And I think that being able to learn from that, I keep thinking this is a cop right in front of me when we get pulled over, but I think that his issue was that it was so structured and laid out for him, like, oh, y'all could only hang out at this time, oh, y'all could only hang out whenever this wasn't happening. And then now that there is no school, it's kind of like he has to make his own schedule and build the relationship how he wants it, because he was kind of struggling with some stuff in the relationship, and that's understandable given that it was like not new, but it was his first relationship. So just, I think in relationships, when you're given freedom, that's when you're supposed to kind of develop yourself in and out of the relationship, because you have freedom from your partner, so you have room to grow in yourself, and you also have freedom in your relationship, so you're able to grow your relationship how you want it to grow. And I think that's really important to notice and not neglect when you're given an opportunity to grow with your partner. And on the flip side of that, having like a strict, I'm gonna turn this light off, I don't know how good this is gonna look, but having a strict schedule within your relationship, I don't think is bad in the slightest, because it kind of, you don't have to worry about planning when you're gonna hang out, when you're gonna see each other, when you're gonna do something, whatever. But I think it's really helpful because you already have that set out for you, so there's no additional stress of planning things. But it also works against you because there's no, I don't know if stress is the right word to use. Holy shit, you cannot see if I don't have this light on. But you don't get that experience scheduling, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with scheduling. There's a lot of stuff laid out for them, and they can't make a schedule and stick to it on their own, much less make a schedule with another person. Not saying your relationship has to be scheduled, but you have to plan with the other person. And I think being in a relationship is really helpful to be able to learn how to plan with someone else before you need to do it later in your career, later in life. And I guess people do it the other way around. They learn how to plan in their career, and then they get into a relationship and put that into it. And I think it's just where you are in life and where your relationship develops and how it develops that kind of leads you to one or the other one there. I don't know, I think relationships are one of the most beneficial things a human can be in, regardless of if it's platonic, if it's romantic, if it's just like a arm's length friendship. I think just having a relationship and having to navigate that is so important. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing now, is just they don't have relationships with people except online. And even online, they're just chatting up AI, which I think is insane. But they're not really getting any benefit out of a relationship if it's all online. There's no, like, they don't know how to hold conversations. And that's what I've heard. Like, my boss told me he had this girl come in for an interview, and her mom went to the interview and answered questions for her, which I think is insane. It's like, how are you not able to just have a conversation with someone and tell them about yourself? Like, it's not even like you have to memorize facts or something. You're telling them about you and what you're able to do. And I think that's so wrong with how everything is. It's just like, you should be able to tell yourself and tell other people about yourself. Like, I guess telling yourself about yourself is a different type of relationship, but helpful nonetheless. And I think a lot of people are missing that nowadays, and they really need to just be able to find someone, regardless of the romantics or whatever of the relationship, and they need to find someone they're able to grow with. And like, my best friend of 10 years, there's been so much stuff. We haven't always been best friends, but best friend, and we've been friends for 10 years. And there's so much I think I've learned from him and he's learned from me. And I've learned a lot from him about kind of inexperience, because he had a different, like, he was like homeschooled for a bit, so then he was in public schools and didn't have a relationship. This is the same one I was just talking about. And there's so much different perspective I've never seen that I'm able to apply into my life, even outside of relationships. And it's kind of like how a person new to something approaches it when they don't have other knowledge. And it's just really interesting to me. And I think I've been able to help him, just given all the circumstances I've been in and all the stuff along those lines. And I think having that ability and having that person to grow with and watch grow, because I've known him 10 years. There's so much change that happens in 10 years. Like, over half my life I've known him. And it's like, wow, I've known this person for this long, and he's grown so much from that. And I'm able to see the change, and I can see when that change is a result of me. And I don't know if he feels the same way about me. It doesn't really matter. I'm not friends with him or anything like that for him to look to me for anything, and vice versa. I think it's just having a relationship with a person that you're able to grow with and bounce ideas off of, bounce conversations with, just kind of learn how to be a human with, I think is a good way to put it. I don't know a good way to put it, but it's a way to put it. You need someone to learn how to be a human with, and that's just like general social interaction with others, interaction in groups. It's just like, relationships are so important in your life, and I feel like it's getting really overlooked with just how internet focused the world is getting. Hold on, there's a fucking cop. Never can say goodbye. No. Anyways, I think just finding someone that you're able to grow with is so important. Just I know I sound like a broken record just repeating that over and over, but I truly believe that. And I think that's one thing that has really taught me the most, is finding a person to be able to grow with and view that growth and be able to be a bystander in a person's life to the extent where you can see them grow, to where you can see all this change from them, and just learn from their change and learn, just like apply that to your life. What have they changed? How have they changed? Why have they changed? And it's just so, I don't know. I think it's really incredible. Just like that whole dynamic of being able to find a person and grow with a person. But yeah, thumbnail LARP. Yeah. All right.